Hey guys, Rumple here, bringing you my first full play of my channel. This is Banjo-Kazooie. This is one of my all-time favorite games from back in the day. It is now 20 years old, and I thought, what better way to celebrate it than giving it a whole playthrough and seeing what I can remember of it, and then reliving all of it again. Now, while this game came out originally on Nintendo 64, and sadly, while I do have the cartridge still and the N64, I don't have a way of recording on it, so this is technically the 360 version, and it's not, like, technically it's not 20 years old, but I think it's about 10. It'll be 10 in November, I think. But the base game itself is 20 years old, and I do have the old game, but this is probably graphically a little bit better, and maybe sounds better and works a little bit better too. So this is what I'm recording on. It's actually the 360 version, but still just as good. I think they only added a little bit of stuff at the end. Not really too much. I think it's just still the same game. They haven't really done too much to it. But anyway, I thought, let's play through it. It's 20 years old. I've played this game loads of times. I don't remember how many times I've played through it and see how much I can remember. But let's start this up. This won't be a speed run or anything like that. This is just kind of like to relive the game again, show some new people that haven't seen it, or some of you guys out there that enjoy the game as well, like me, that want to relive it, especially since now it's 20 years old. Makes me feel old. But let's get this started. Now, if you would like to watch, I'll have another version up. That's the no commentary version. This one's the commentary version, but I'll have another one up that won't have me talking at all, in case that's what you're into. I don't expect everyone to be into my voice. Sometimes I'm not even. But anyway, that's so if you guys are interested in that one, you can check that one out. I'll release it at the same time. But here's the opening cutscene here. We have Gruntilda Dingpot, which is kind of, if you think about it, kind of the real mastermind almost of this game, because right now Gruntilda's not even the bad guy. She's just minding her own business, picking her nose, and talking to her pot, minding her own business, and then the pot's like, you know what, you're not that cute, but I know who is, and then, that's kind of what starts it. So, see right here, she's like, oh, but there's this girl, and she's like, what? She gets all pissed and then kidnaps your sister, and this is how it starts. So basically, if he wouldn't have said anything, I guess there wouldn't be a game, but they had to have some kind of way to start it, right? So she's all mad, she's gonna storm off. Abuse! Don't beat your cauldron. There's a little bit of a freezing there. There she goes, running off. Yep. Cackle, you hear that plenty of times throughout the game. There's Tootie, there's your sister. Banjo's sister. They live in a box canyon, apparently. I don't know how they eat. I guess they eat the giant vegetables that are around, because there's not really much else to be. I mean, he's supposed to be a honey bear, and I don't know if there's any honey around. Here's Bottles, a short-sighted mole. I'm going on an adventure. Like Bilbo. Going on an adventure. Here's Banjo, lazy old Banjo, sleeping away while his sister gets kidnapped soon. I like how he has a picture of himself just wandering in one of the later levels on the wall. It looks like Click-Clock Wood. Oh, what a loving brother, though. He's got a picture of his sister on the dresser there. Okay, here comes her flying around. Is that your brother flying in the air? No. My brother does not fly. Up there in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's Gruntilda. She's coming to snatch you. Run away! She just stands there. I like how Bottles doesn't do anything, too. He's just like, I know, I teach you all the moves, but I can't do them. I won't fight the witch. Oh no, she's got her. Somebody help. Come on, Banjo, wake up. We got a game to do. Slacking off. Yeah, so here's your little house. Okay, let's go inside real quick. You can actually go back in here. Check out the house. Look at these, like, I think that's the beach. That's Treasure Trove Cove, but it looks kind of like the beach that you at the end scene. There's another picture of Tootie. It's your goldfish trying to kill itself. Apparently, it's trying to like knock the bowl over. Now this is a little secret. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but well, first of all, I think it's kind of weird that they have a picture of Bottles in their house, since they don't even know who Bottles is until you get out there. You're like, who's this? But if you look at the picture, it's actually a oh, maybe I have to get closer. It's actually a little puzzle. He's not taking it yet. Maybe you can't do it quite yet. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't tell you. I think you have to get to Treasure Trove Cove and do the castle before they allow you to do this. But this is basically just like a bogus. You do the puzzles, you finish them, they give you a code, and it just does little things like make your head big or hands big, feet big. Does goofy stuff like that. Nothing real big. It's just kind of a little bonus thing to do. So yeah, you can't do that yet. That'll be later. So let's go back out, learn the moves, because right now we can't do much. Barely even jump. So yeah, here's Bottles. This is where you get introduced to him. Even your sister didn't really seem to know him that much. She's just like, Mr. Mole. Oh, Banjo. Their chemistry between Kazooie and Bottles is pretty funny. Like the name callings and stuff, like Goggle Boy. Just calls him Goggle Boy. Their kind of little spat that they have with each other is kind of funny throughout the game. Gets kind of almost violent. So this is an interesting option that they give you here, which I wish all games kind of had. But they actually give you the option to go through the tutorial and learn all the moves, or just skip it entirely, which is actually pretty cool if you played the game enough and you're like, yeah, right here. Press A to teach, B if you're just like, no, I'm good. I think I'm gonna go through all of them and check out the dialogue. So let's accept the training. It'll make it a little bit longer, but you know, I think it'll be interesting to show you guys, like especially any of you out there that haven't seen this stuff or haven't played this game. I think it does look a lot better maybe on this version. I haven't played the 64 version in a long time, but I think it does look graphically better on here. But here's the first molehill, so you go up to it and you press X. Let's see what he is going to teach us. Anyone home after he's already been out for like 10 seconds? So the camera controls, okay, that's always good. That's probably one of your greatest enemies in this game, is the camera controls, to be honest. Because this is a platforming game, and so some of the jumps you try to make can be foiled by your camera. Worm breath. To keep the camera behind you. Feathery butt. Try it out. Okay, I will. Let's see. Is it gonna stay behind me? Oh, can it stay? Make you guys sick? Ooh. Okay, next molehill. I think this is where you learn jumping. Your jump could do with some help. Yep, it can, because it's pathetic. Yeah. Press A to jump. Yes. Whee! Okay, regular jump. And then the little... They call it I think they call it a double jump, but it's not really much of a double jump. It's more like a jump and a glide. Yeah, they call it a double jump, but it's more of... Yeah, it's... I'd call it a jump and glide, not really double jump to me, but... You gotta do the backflip. Yeah, hold the trigger, jump, do the backflip, come on, let me do it. Unfortunately, there's not a way to really skip any of the dialogue in the game. If you hold A, you can make it go faster, and it sounds even more ridiculous because it's all high-pitched. So, wee, jump, flap. And then these are the honeycomb. They'll actually tell you about them when you pick it up, but you get 6 of them, you get an extra health, basically, which is what he'll tell you. It'll give you, because right now if you pause, you get 5 health to start with. So if I get all 6, which there actually are 6 in this tutorial, this little opening box canyon that apparently, well, you'll find out in the second game that Bottles actually doesn't live here, but in this game it's like apparently just this bear and his sister live in a box canyon for some reason, with a huge witch. I like how they're like, where did he take her? It's like, maybe the big witch head on the mountain? The only other place that she could take him, or take her. Oh yeah, this is where we learn swimming. Now this is really cool too. Not only is the soundtrack in this game one of my favorites, because it's pretty awesome, but I love the little attention to detail that they give too, because if you listen to the music, you can hear it just normal. And then when you dive, how the music changes to make it sound like it's underwater, I think that's really cool. So let's swim and get this other honeycomb. Yeah, I love that attention to detail with the music and how it changes. You find out later when you get into the layer that the music changes slightly too. So let's go over here. There's another honeycomb up this way by the waterfalls. Whee! Flap! So there's the third one. There's actually an extra life. This is what the extra lives look like. I think in the second game they got rid of extra lives, but because this game actually has a game over. I think the other one you can keep dying until you just give up, until you just quit. But this one actually has health, or lives. Let's see what we learn here. Let's see. Root Muncher? I don't know, that one seemed the best one so far. That one kind of made me laugh more. Root Muncher. That sounds almost offensive. Okay, so let's go up. I think the other one's over here. You have to learn to climb the tree to get up there. Yep, there it is. So that's the fourth one, so we're almost there. I can climb. I'm a bear that can climb. Okay, so let's go over this way. 2 more places to go, and then it's inside. We can actually start doing something. I love the music. Okay, next one, the beach bar. I can't talk. Beak barge attack. It's kind of a bit of a lag there too. I don't know if it comes through on the video. I guess we'll see, but it kind of slowed down a little bit there. Beak barge. Break some boulders. She is useful for something. Jam jars. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that she calls them jam jars, because in the next game that's what his brother is called. Is jam jars. I believe it's his brother. It's the other guy that teaches you moves in the next game. Jam jars, I believe. That's another one I haven't played in a while too. So this is the last one. I think this is where you learn to fight. Claw swipe. Yeah, this is a pretty rubbish one. You don't use this move a whole lot because it requires you to stand still or barely move, and you usually do the roll or the beak stuff. Bottle boy. Yeah, apparently this is what they must eat. They must eat these giant carrots and stuff. Whackin' Banjo. Maybe I'll try. Let's see. So you gotta. Yeah, there we go. Wow! Okay, we so exclamation. It's like, yeah, it wasn't that amazing. Sorry. Thanks for the optimism. Now try my fearsome forward roll. Yeah, you get to learn to fly soon. I think it's the second level, Treasure Trove Cove. Bowl. Bullseye! One more. Come on. Yay! Now this is the pretty good move here. Beak barge, or whatever. Buzzer barge. Rat-a-tat-rat, that's what it's called, yeah. A lot of this stuff you need to pay attention to later because it actually comes in useful. Whoops. Be helpful if I... There we go. Later on, because at the end of the game you actually have to do a quiz. And you have to kind of pay attention to all this stuff. So like the names of all the enemies, the moves, stuff like that, it all stuff that you have to remember. And it'll help you at the end of the trivia. Yep, that's pretty much it now, and I'll get an extra health here when I pick up this other... Now something that's kind of weird too is because, see, now I have 6 health, and I think the max is 8. And there's 9 levels, and there's 2 honeycombs per level. So there's actually 3 levels up that you can get throughout the whole levels if you get all of the honeycombs, but I believe you can only get to 8, so this is one you can technically skip. You can skip these 6, but I think, if I remember right, when you get all the things, it doesn't give you a 9th health. I think it only gives you 8, so it doesn't actually give you anything. There's a little shortcut, it's not much. But yeah, I think it's kind of useless to even get these, because it doesn't really do you any good in the long run. Just kind of like more stuff, I guess, to 100%. Well, here we go. Go after Gruntilda. Apparently he somehow found a way to fix the bridge while he's also teaching us how to do the moves. He's pretty handy, I guess. Pretty amazing. Has a time machine or something, because I don't know how he managed to do all this, but anyway, let's get inside and start the game. Oh yeah, here we go. I forgot this cutscene here. I'll show this too. This is where you see the machine. She's gonna take your sister's beauty and give it to yourself, and there's actually a game over screen where it shows you, like, if you end the game, quit the game out, it'll give you a game over screen where it's a little cutscene where she actually does do the machine and switches the beauty over, and she turns into like this hulking green thing, and Gruntilda turns into like this supermodel, and Mumbo, like, I think he falls in love with her. Mumbo, who's a guy you'll find out later if you don't know. But yeah, here we go.